Hey, Angela Langlotz, trademark and business law attorney, here back with more trademark tidbits. I don't even know what I'm calling these, and it doesn't matter as long as I'm here talking about stuff that I find interesting and hope you do too. Today, I'm going to talk about trademarks that sound the same but that are spelled differently. These are called homophones. Homophone home, as E.T. would say. Maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, it's hot here in Texas, and I think that's addled my brain a little bit. But nonetheless, I'm going to venture forth and talk about some mistakes that people make when choosing trademarks. And one of those is adopting a brand that sounds the same, even though it's spelled differently. Now, recall, as I've emphasized over and over again, that a proposed trademark infringes an existing trademark if it's confusingly similar. Now, confusingly similar can take on a lot of different forms depending on the mark and depending on the goods and some other factors. But one of those factors is, how does it sound? Now, I've gone round and round throughout my practice with naughty infringers who insist that because their mark isn't spelled the same as my client's mark, that means they're not infringing. And they refuse to go get any advice, which generally means that my clients end up suing them so that at least they'll hire an attorney and get some legal advice. It is definitely an infringement if your mark sounds the same as an existing mark for similar goods, right? So if you make ammunition and your brand sounds like that of an existing mark, it's not going to fly. It's going to be considered an infringement. If the goods are similar or the same, remember, they don't even have to be the same. If there will be a likelihood of consumer confusion in the marketplace, then that is enough to have trademark infringement. Now, this can be a real minefield in a world where brands tend to expand their footprint. For example, Giorgio Armani started out making clothes. That brand has now expanded into handbags and watches and cologne and sportswear, like the kind that you wear to do sports, not sportswear, like not business clothes. It's expanded into makeup. Maybe I already said that, but cosmetics. Tom Ford, same thing. Tom Ford not only makes clothes, but now that brand also produces shoes and sunglasses and cosmetics and handbags. So it is part of our consumer world that we live in to have brands gradually expand their footprint horizontally. Okay. So, and sometimes even vertically. Some of these brands also manufacture fabric for sale to, home seamstresses, or they make upholstery fabric because, people want Armani silk draperies or Armani silk upholstery. That's a possibility as well. So you have these brands out there that have very big footprints. This means that if a newcomer to the marketplace wants to get a trademark for any of those goods and has a mark that sounds like that of the existing mark, that's going to be a problem. What's an example? Say, for example, there was a new handbag company called Urmani, like Ourmanni. Armani, old brand Giorgio Armani, makes handbags, right? Urmani also makes handbags. Is that going to be an infringement? Absolutely. Because it gives a similar commercial impression in the mind of the consumer, even though the brand is spelled differently. So if we have, let me just see if I can write this out so I make sure that, I think I can actually show this, a text overlay. Oh, look at this. Forget it, too much trouble. Anyway, Urmani, go see the text accompanying this video if you want to know what I'm talking about. So Ourmanni is going to be considered the same mark and an infringement of Armani as to goods that are similar or related. This is because when the consumer walks into the department store, they walk into Nordstrom and they see Armani handbags and they see or Armani handbags, and they wonder, oh gosh, I wonder if it comes from the same source. When you have a consumer asking themselves that, that's consumer confusion. That is a likelihood of confusion in the mind of the consumer, and the trademark examiner is likely to refuse that mark. If they make a mistake and they somehow miss that, I can almost guarantee you that you're likely to get a cease and desist letter from Armani, Giorgio Armani's lawyers, saying, stop, you're infringing our brand. This is why it is essential that before you apply to register a trademark, you actually get a search done by somebody who knows what they're doing and knows what all the pitfalls are. This is the danger of going with one of those cheapy trademark filing services. They can't afford, at the price you're paying them, to do a good search, which means it's likely that what you'll end up getting is called an exact match search. They search your exact mark and that's it. And if they don't get a hit, they don't get something that's exactly the same, they say, great, we'll file your mark. That can be dangerous because that's a mark that is likely to go nowhere. It's going to waste at least 4 months of your time and your filing fee. So I encourage you to find somebody competent to do that very important initial search for you. I'm Angela Langlotz, and I go live here every weekday to discuss trademark and business law matters. You can find me online at TrademarkDoctor.net. You can also find me on Facebook at facebook.com/trademarkdoctor. And if you like my page, you'll be notified every time I go live here on Facebook. If you like this video, please go ahead and share it. I give you permission and even encourage it. I'll see you tomorrow.